everybody back in. Welcome back. Here we are. We're going to start the adventure. Hopefully you watched episode number 1 where we finalized characters. And now we have Ciela. We have Quigley. We have Sir Chuffington III, the best at everything and the most famous. And Ricky Feelgood are our characters for tonight. They are a group that has traveled together before, and they are now sitting in Steerhoth, which is the name of this town that you see on your screen. This is a town that sits right above something called the Great Rift, and it's a giant rent in the earth that can go several miles down. Nobody's quite sure. There's legends about past civilizations that had battled each other, and maybe that's how something had used a powerful weapon to destroy several cities, and that's where the rent. Some of the rumors have been maybe it was a super weapon that was trying to drill down to the core of the world to try to destroy it that way. But nobody's for sure, and it's not completely explored. But that's where we start our adventure. And we're going to go ahead and start in the most likely of all adventures to start. You guys are sitting in a tavern, having a drink, thinking, well, we're getting down to our last set of money. We probably should be finding a job at this point. If we're going to want to keep buying booze and food and equipment and figuring out what we're going to do next. You're all sitting around the table, and just to get a little bit of the RP going on, why don't you go ahead and describe what you look like? So if the other players are looking at you, PB, what are they seeing? What does your character look like?
My character, probably I'd say 5'7", has medium-sized blonde hair. Her eyes are blue as the sky, complexion fairly tan, and she is sitting there smiling, giggling, having a good time, enjoying the drink, probably going up to other tavern people and flirting away, maybe trying to start a couple of fights. But overall, she tends to hover around, because I can't remember anybody else's name, Quigley. And yeah, fairly built, not too lean, not too muscular. And but she seems to have some fairly large arms, so
cool. Now,
that's about it.
Kind of more of a warrior feel to you. Is there anything about your armor, your weapons that stands out, or tell us a little bit about this arsenal you're packing?
Let's see. She has a piece of armor that's basically like a breastplate without the sleeves on, I think it's called a brigadine. I think that's how you pronounce it. She has this gnarly... oh no, that's not the page I have it written on. She has this gnarly blade on her forearm. She's packing a sort of a sword staff on her back. And crossed along with it is another broadsword and something called a razor ring. Nice. Which I don't know if it's an actual ring or something that looks like a ring. You'll have to tell me.
Yeah, let me bring that up and I will tell you exactly, because I think I remember what it was, but let me go to it. Scroll down here through my book. It's in a PDF, so it takes me time to find everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah, page 80. There we go. Thank you. Page 80 tells me about a razor ring. Where are you at? Page 82, 81. Wait. See further notes on page 80. I'm on page 80. Oh, razor ring. Short range weapon that is just what it sounds like, a ring with a razor sharp outer edge. The inner edge is often padded for holding. So think of maybe Xena's ring. Remember Xena, the warrior princess? She was able, hers she threw, but this is more like one you would hold, and it's got a razor sharp edge on the outside.
All right. So I have a pretty sweet razor ring. You could still see a little bit of dried crusted blood on it from probably our last job. It's a little hard to clean. But yeah. I
Awesome.
think that's all.
Perfect. All right. So let's move on to our Quigley. What does, when the group takes a look at you, what do they see, Quigley? They see silence.
Quigley hasn't figured that out yet.
Coming back to Quigley, is that what we're saying?
No, we can go ahead. I just
Okay,
need to remember
right.
what I described. So Quigley is a 6'1", slim but cut individual with a large mustache that oddly seems to hide behind. He's wearing a black khaki-type shirt and slacks, a whip hooked to his belt, and a crossbow slung across his back. His hair is black, but almost like a buzz cut to kind of keep himself sleek, I guess. He's got a smirk permanently etched on his face.
That
He
sounds
seems to
just
observe
like
everything.
What about armor or weapons? Like, what kind of stuff are you holding on your sides or on your back or across your belt or whatever? Oh, you said crossbow and whip. That's right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Any armor with yours?
No. He's just got whatever his shirt and slacks.
Yeah, because you're the stealthy one, so you're trying to stay quiet. Armor gets a little loud sometimes when you try to stealth around. So yeah, that makes sense.
It can.
All right. Moving on then. Is anything else, or are we ready to move on?
Nope.
Okay. Next on our list is Sir Chuffington. I'm thinking a very British person. Stiff upper lip. Tell us what we see when we take a look at Chuffington at the tavern table.
You see...
All right.
Let's say he's 5'10", and he does have a top hat and a monocle.
Perfect.
Just plain old clothes, nothing too fancy. But he's got a rapier, as well as a Batman utility belt that holds batteries and power cells, and a book about weather, just kind of hanging off there too.
Sweet. Yeah, he's our very academic-looking gentleman, but can be quite dangerous in his own right, as we will see. All right. Moving on to our final character, our final players for tonight, Ricky Feelgood. What do we see when we're sitting at the bar drinking with you?
Well, I'm about 6'1", kind of lean, long hair. Although I'm sitting with everybody, I'm still kind of sitting apart. And there seems to be a space around me where people that aren't in our party don't seem to want to join in with. There's always kind of a little bit of a space between me and everybody else. I'm in nondescript clothing, and I have a whip at my side, and I am clutching a book, kind of muttering to myself. And every so often, I'll reach into a pocket and pull out a little smooth rod that emits a indecipherable phrase.
That's great. Your oddity. Perfect. And this rounds out our healer of the group. So that gives us a strong fighting warrior presence, a stealthy scout-like type person who has some ranged attacks. Then we have our full-on, likes to throw lightning around type character, and our healer, who also is going to round out the group for all those at home. And everybody's pretty new, so feel free, don't kill us in the comments here. I'm brand new at the game. Our players are new to the game, so if we do something wrong, we're just going to roll with it. We'll use a house rule or something, or just whatever makes the game fun, and we're going to keep going. So I think our characters are great. I'm already excited. So, all right, so let's set the scene again. We're in that tavern. Again, you guys have known each other. You're a group. You've done some adventures together before. And as you're sitting there, the night is just getting started, maybe just towards the middle of your rebel rousing, and a gentleman comes over to your table, and let's bring him up here a second, and I will. So you see this male come up about 5'11", has brown hair that's been cut pretty short, brown eyes, but he wears a finer set of clothes. Seems kind of like almost like what you would consider maybe a business type person, or maybe something from the guilds, or maybe something who's pretty well to do. Not overly done, not like royalty or anything like that, but definitely somebody that has some money. And he comes over and he says he talks to Quigley. He kind of walks up to Quigley and he's like, "Hey, I hear your group has skills that are for hire, and I'm hoping that I have a possible job, that I've come to the right place." And as he stands before your table,
I take a look around the rest of the party, just to kind of get a sense if they saw him walking up, and just kind of give them a look that says, "Hey, are we good with this guy as far as business goes?"
I'm eyeing the guy up. I'm trying to see how tough he is.
He is certainly not very tough. He
All
definitely
right.
seems businesslike, not warrior-like, not rugged. Definitely a townsperson. Yeah, everybody else?
I give a nod to Quigley, like saying, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Cool.
Do I get a sense from anybody else if they have any negative reaction?
He looks good through my monocle.
Sweet. Cheerio, chap. Cheerio. All right. Well, he's kind of watching, and he feels like he's in the right spot, and he kind of waves over to the bartender and gives the universal symbol for bring a round over. He's going to buy you guys a set of drinks. And then he says, he introduces
Instantly in
himself.
my good book.
Good.
Instantly good book.
He says, "Hey, my name is Hagar Kroft, and I happen to own a shipping business here in Steerhall. I ship supplies and items to several different contracts that I have with different other villages and towns in places that are all around the area. And I have this contract currently with a village that's about 2 days ride from here. And let me grab my notes so I know what the name of that town is. Oh, yeah. Briarbale Village, I have this contract with to deliver supplies. And right now, I'm delivering fresh foods to them from the farming community that's here, and I'm shipping them over to them, and any type of equipment that they ask for, I send it over. And everything's been going great. It's been a pretty good lucrative contract for my company, which is the Kroft Transportation Company here in town. But starting 3 weeks ago, none of my shipments have made it through. I usually send about one shipment a week, and the last two, and I'm about to send one coming up, have not made it through. So I rode out there myself with some guards, and we rode out to Briarbale Village, and we talked to our contact there, and they indicated that the wagon never showed up, our driver has never shown back up. We've been out searching and we haven't found them, and we're not sure what's happening. But for some reason, somehow, somebody knows when my shipments are going out, and they're hijacking them. And not only am I losing the money and I'm about to lose the contract, if I can't get this next shipment out, they're going to cut off my contract and maybe go to one of my rivals. But I'm also losing people that are people I've known for many years that are my drivers or my workers, and their families are in tears trying to figure out where they might be. And what I need is a group of specialists who could maybe make sure this shipment gets through, for one, so that I can maintain my contract and make sure that my driver or my laborers don't get killed on the way there. I'm not sure if this is something that your group is capable of or would do, but I was kind of pointed out to you guys as possibly that might be something that you would be looking to do.
His name was Hagar?
His name is Hagar Kroft. Haggar, Hagar Kroft.
Hagar Kroft. So I chuckle and give him a kind of a wry smile and say, well, friend Hagar Kroft, we're capable of anything. But we'll be interested to hear what you have to say. So have a seat and join us.
Yeah, so he sits down and the drinks are there, so you guys are having your drinks, and he definitely looks. You're looking at him. You feel like he's probably a townsperson. He doesn't have really the ability himself to, do this. He's not sure what he's going to do, and he's definitely reaching out to see if there's something that he can alleviate this problem that he has.
Did anybody or did I notice anything? Anybody come in with him? Is he alone?
Yeah, he is alone. But if you look around the room, if you want, we can have our first roll of the game here. We can do a perception check to see if you see anything in the room that stands out, or maybe if somebody came in just after him or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's do just a difficulty 2, pretty easy, because you have a keen eye. So all you got to do is roll a d20, and if you roll above a 6, you succeed. Perfect, 17. Hey. Nice.
I'm a boss.
Yeah. So you definitely paid attention to when he came in, and he definitely was alone. And as you're looking at him, you're actually getting the vibe that he's being very truthful with you. You're not getting the idea that you're being deceived. You're not getting any indication that maybe he's lying. You're not even getting any indication that maybe he's holding anything back. So you feel pretty sure that what he's saying is the truth as far as he knows it.
All right. I'll wait a couple of beats to see if anybody else wants to lead discussion.
Okay. Does anybody chime up?
I look over to him and I raise an eyebrow and I'm like, "Oi, mate. So how many guards did you have on these shipments, so you say?"
Oh, well, normally, since we've not had any problems with the shipping, it's just the drivers that have been driving our wagons that go out there. And I didn't even realize that the 2 were gone until they didn't come back. And then I actually rode out to the village to find out that they weren't there. Because sometimes the driver might stay for a while before the return trip. Maybe they're bringing cargo back or something. And it's a 2-day ride out. So we didn't even know what was going on. So we didn't send any guards at all. And we don't really have guards typically because we haven't had any problems, sending cargo on the road. And there's other stuff that makes it down the road to that same village. But it just seems like whatever's happening right now, they're targeting my caravan, and that I'm coming to you guys for some guards actually for this to see what's going on.
Okay. I just scoff at him and mutter under my breath, "Idiot," and I just go back to drinking the drink he provided us.
There you go.
So I ask him in kind of a tone that kind of indicates an eye roll as to whether or not the drivers are trustworthy.
I believe most of my drivers are. It's not that, I know every single one of my drivers well, but I can't typically trust hundreds or even thousands of shin worth of cargo if I didn't trust the drivers. And I don't have any trouble with any of the other contracts that I'm filling out right now. This is the first time I've had any trouble, and I just kind of don't know what I should do. I mean, I could hire more guards that go on all of but that's going to really increase, my bottom line as far as what I can do for contracts. And I really feel like maybe it's an isolated thing. I think I trust all my drivers, but now that 2 have gone, the shipments have gone missing. I don't know if it's my drivers that are doing it, but now that you say that, maybe one of them or 2 of them could have, but I don't know.
Is this the only contract to this place? What was the name of the place?
Yep. This is the contract that he has to Briarbale Village. And he thinks it's the only contract that he knows. The village, he doesn't think the village has a contract with anybody else. He thinks he got it. He's been fulfilling it. and he wants to keep it if he can. But if he
So
doesn't make
he's
his
only
next shipment,
he doesn't
they're
have
going to lose
extra
it.
contracts to that village. He's just
Nope.
got these one.
Just
Okay.
this one contract, and he doesn't think anybody else does either. He thinks he's like the sole provider of the stuff that's going out to that village.
Okay, I don't address the villager, but I suggest to Chuffington that we should know what they're hauling to know whether it's worth risking our lives for.
I agree.
All right. Chuffington agrees with you.
Okay.
I will say maybe Kroft kind of overhears you.
Was that like a side discussion?
Yeah, it was sidebar.
Okay. So I noticed that there's a couple of words going off, and I look at what was your character name? Ricky. There we go.
Ricky.
So I kind of look at Ricky and I just kind of give him a nod, like, "What's up?"
Who is this?
Quigley.
I repeat the same thing to Quigley that if we're gonna risk our lives, we should know what the cargo is.
And I look pointedly at Hagar Kroft.
All right. We're shipping currently food and tools out to Briarbale Village, and they rely on because the place that they're at has no farming or agriculture or any way to sustain the group that lives at that village. They're a research outpost. We call it a village because there's several buildings there, but it's more like a research area. And we're providing all of the food and any tools that they request for their research out there. And now they're 2 weeks without supplies, so they're definitely running low. And again, if I don't make this third shipment, they're going to cancel this contract and they're going to go to somebody else.
Is there any value to the tools? Like, is there any weird value to anything in the shipment, or is it just like plain food and basic tools?
I mean, the value probably for each shipment I'm sending out there is maybe just 1,000 shins. So it's not a lot. It's not like, we're sending bullion gold bars or something or anything like that. It's not specialized equipment that is tens and millions of shins worth. It's regular equipment. It's like, shovels and digging equipment, and they're doing some excavating out there. And then food products, which, out in this area, if there's not a lot of agriculture and there's not a lot of just stuff you can just live off the land. So obviously food and water and those kinds of things are valuable. And most groups will have that, but that I can't think of anything that's, overtly. It's not a wagon full of diamonds or anything like that.
Once again, you hear me scoff idiots, but this time towards the guys in research. And then I take another big drink.
She's like, I want to punch something. Can I punch something?
So I'll kind of look around the group, and how we've been together long enough that we can kind of pick up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of look around the group and just kind of give that look. Are we considering this? Just to kind of see if this is something we're entertaining.
I give a huge exaggerated sigh and I roll my eyes and I finish off my drink and I slam it back on the table. And I'm like, fine, we'll go help the idiots who don't know how to take care of themselves if you want.
Oh, you said that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little,
loud
just a
voice. She's
little.
like, was that not in my head?
You've lost your inner monologue.
All right. Well, Hagar says, I can offer you 50 shins per person that's going to go to basically what I'm saying is what I'm hiring you to do is to get the shipment from here to that village because they need the food and the supplies that's in this, and that will help me keep my contract. And I'm also willing to give you a bonus if you can determine what's been happening to my shipments and put a stop to it. Whatever's happening, I will provide a bonus. But what's really important to him is the primary goal that I need this shipment to get from here to there because they need those supplies. And you're welcome to take a look at the shipment itself. You're welcome to come over to the warehouse and take a look at the shipment and the wagon and all of that.
All right, so I ask him where the warehouse is and when the next shipment is supposed to go.
I can take you to the warehouse anywhere, or I can just, give you directions. And typically my schedule would be, I would be sending it not tomorrow, but the next day. But if you're willing to take this job, I'm going to send it a day early, and maybe that'll help with you getting through, or because I don't know how they know our schedule. I don't know how they know when our supplies are going. I don't know what's going on, so. But I'm going to send it tomorrow morning if you guys are going to hire on.
And are you asking us to escort the shipment or?
Yeah, I will have a driver that will run the wagon, and then you guys are there for just to make sure it gets to the village. Any way you deem fit.
And he's lost 2 sets of drivers, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I elbow Quigley and I say, "Hey, see if you can get some more free drinks. Part of the deal."
So I turn to him with a kind of a half smile, and I say, "We're gonna need some time to consider this. Why don't we do it over some more ale?"
Sure. He's like, all right, I understand. And he gives that universal symbol in a tavern again of one more round for the table. And he says, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go over to the bar, and I'm going to talk to the bartender because I actually have a contract with him, and I'll discuss some stuff with him. And then you guys, you can tell me what you want. I'll be here for a little while, and then I'll be leaving again. So you let me know. And he kind of stands up, he gives you a kind of a nod. The drinks are coming over, and he goes over and starts talking to the bartender.
All right.
After he walks away, I do one of those yes fist pumps.
Your negotiation skills are legendary.
do we know that's a yes for the job or yes for the beer?
That's for the beer, obviously.
Okay.
Come on, Colonel.
All right. Just making sure. So I'm thinking. So I turn to the group and I say, well, and I kind of give a nod toward PB, and I said, so I guess we're taking the job, and I think we should. So I think you said he had one driver, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe we have one person join him as like a second hired driver, just kind of random person, so that he doesn't know that we're have any involvement, and I can stealth away in the actual shipment, and then maybe 2 of the other folks can just kind of shadow. Something like that, because I'm all about the bonus, so I want to find out what's going on so we get the extra bonus.
I'm just
Sounds
imagining
good.
Colonel in a box right now.
I know. You had me at that.
You
Smuggle himself away.
In a box.
Hey man, I can get some shut eye.
That's what he's really thinking about.
Maximum return, low effort.
Sure.
So does that sound like does anybody have any other ideas?
I'd like to inspect the wagon before we go.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we have like 2 people kind of as a hidden escort. Maybe I should be one of those people. 2 people as a hidden escort, just to kind of see if there's anything in the shadows or the hills or along the way. and then have somebody hidden in the shipment, and then have somebody as a second driver, just randomly hired. So I guess the driver doesn't know that there's anything in case the driver's in on it.
Oh. You're saying?
Well,
Yeah,
as
I'm
as a,
going with the
as,
plan.
as longtime companions, I think you guys all know that I kind of creep people out. So if I ride with the driver, he'll be more concentrated on me than you guys.
Ooh, that's a good point. Good job.
People trust somebody with a top hat and a monocle, especially to drive horses.
So Ricky, you're saying that you shouldn't be the driver's partner.
No, I think he was saying he should. That was a good idea.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Because he
I
would
heard.
see the other people stealthing because, he's constantly like, why do I have to sit next to this guy?
It's a curse.
Ah, good point.
And Chuffington is like, no, I got a top hat. He'll trust me. Both good plans. I'm waiting to hear what you guys do.
So maybe Chuff could be in the cargo, and if something happens to Ricky, he could just kind of pop in and say, "Hey, dude, I'm your guy."
A top hat pop out of a box. I am ready for this.
With a monocle.
Imagine getting caught.
This plan sounds awesome. I can't wait. All right, it's up to you guys. Tell me when you've got your plan or when you're ready. I'm just waiting to hear it.
I'm down. I'm just downing that drink that guy gave us. Hagar.
I'm ready.
So Ricky's the driver.
I'll ride with the driver.
Okay, yeah. All right, and then Sir
I told the guys
Chuffington.
oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish
Go
the
ahead.
plan. No, what I'm gonna say is fluff. This is plan.
Okay. Fluff is good. I'm down with fluff.
I was just gonna say. Oh fuck. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go.
I was just gonna say, hey guys, before we go tell Hagar that we got a plan or whatever, let's just sit here and have a couple of drinks. Let's take advantage of this. It's not every day you get
Nothing
free
could
drinks.
go wrong with a hangover and missing shipment, right?
Oh, we're professional stuff.
I don't get
About 5 for
hangovers.
us. Yeah.
Do you remember your last bender? No, I was
What last bender?
right, yeah, it was a blackout. All right, well, Hager's over there. He looks like he's finishing up his dealings. He kind of gives you a look. He's not sure. He's looking for, should I come over? Or, have you guys decided not to, and he's going to have to look at yours.
How many drinks have we had?
You've had the 2 rounds so far that he's bought. I don't know how many you've bought.
All right, so we're kind of getting toward the end of the third one, and I just kind of give him that signal for another round,
Okay.
and a nod, and a nod, with a smile, charming smile.
All right. He brings it over this time because he's anxious to hear as the night is starting to move on.
But while he's doing that, though, I just want to confirm, Chuff, you're okay with being in the cargo?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can spring on him if something's going wrong.
I can.
Come in and save the day with your monocle.
Yes.
Sweet.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah. So we wait for him to come over.
All right. Yep. He comes over and he puts the tray down. Here's round number 3, and he's like, "Okay, guys, this is about my my expense for taking clients out. So, what are you guys thinking? Am I gonna be able to hire you or what?"
And we appreciate your thoughtfulness. And you've got a crew for it. And we kind of explained what we just talked about to him about having a shadow crew kind of escorting it in the shadows, and then we have Ricky is going to be the driver's partner, but he doesn't know that he's part of an escort or anything. He's just a random guy, and we're gonna hide Chuff in the cargo.
Okay, so he's like, okay, so I get it. All right, well, I'll pick my driver, which I think is my most trusted driver, but I won't tell him till tomorrow morning that he's going to be making the run. and it's going to be going early, so nobody's going to suspect that. As far as getting Chuff into the cargo, that's fine. I guess if we go now, when the warehouse is pretty much closed and nobody's there doing anything, we can get him in. It is a 2-day ride to the village, but I'm sure we could come up with something. I mean, we can have a big enough box that it wouldn't be too uncomfortable for him, if that's what we want to try.
Just give me a bucket.
Can we send him an extra box of food?
Yeah, we can definitely put a box of food. We'll punch some holes in it for some air and bottles of water. He'll be fine.
I turned to look at Chuff. What do you like?
Filet mignon.
Great.
Jerky, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The highest steak jerkies.
All right.
Highest quality.
Bag of that.
Yeah, so I turned to look at Hagar Kroft, and I'm like, he doesn't like vegetables. Could we get some jerky?
Sure. Yeah, we can definitely. So as he's saying that, everybody, well, as you see it, the door opens and a woman walks in. And let's give you a description here of. I wrote it down. A female who's 5'5", strawberry blonde, long hair, green eyes. The guys think strikingly beautiful. Even Ciela might be thinking strikingly beautiful woman. Walks up to Hagar, and she has a clipboard. And she walks up to him, and you guys just kind of overhear what she says. She's like, "Hello, Mr. Kroft. We just finished up all of the inventory. Everything is checked in and signed out. Just have a couple of papers for you to sign, and we're all set." And she hands the clipboard over to Kroft, and he kind of looks it over. And as he's looking it over, then he starts signing his name at the bottom. And then he's like, "Okay, thank you, Tegan, and I'll go ahead and see you in the morning."
Sorry.
Gets a laugh out of that.
I like it.
and she kind of gives you guys a look, and again, wears kind of a formal work suit, obviously just kind of professional look. She takes the clipboard back and kind of eyes you guys kind of suspiciously, but she knows it's really, you get that impression she knows it's not any of her business, and she goes ahead and leaves. And Hagar,
I give her a wink.
Oh, nice.
I give her an exaggerated wink before she leaves.
She gives you that look, that glance of mystery, not sure, hesitates for a moment, and then walks off. Doesn't say anything.
All right.
And then
I see you, Tegan.
I catch the look, and I kind of roll my eyes.
And then and Hagar says, "Well, do we want to go to the warehouse now then? And do you want to set up how you're going to do this, or what you just want to do this in the morning?"
I say, "Is Tegan going to be there in the morning?"
He says, "Yes. My assistant is there early every morning. Yep, she's usually the first one there."
I turn around back to the guys and I'm like, "Yeah, I said the morning sounds good. How about you guys?"
Yes.
Sounds good.
I nod.
All right. So we will allow you guys to continue carousing for as long as you want. The scene will kind of shut there. Hagar walks off and says, "We'll see you in the morning." You have directions to the warehouse. And you spend whatever money you want to spend. You have your drinks, and we will roll up to our next morning, and we're going to go ahead and accept our contract. I'm going to do a quick cut here for my episode, and I'm going to start it right back up, and we're going to go again. So I'm going to stop here. Thanks for joining, everybody. Stay tuned. We got more to come.